Yo, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? We are back here with another great amazing tech video. With the tech video of today, it's all about CES 2020. And if you don't know about it, well, like me, I live in Tanzania, so usually I post about CES, I post about new techs. And some of you guys, you're watching my content. Some of you come from Tanzania, some of you not. So for the people who are living in Tanzania in places whereby they don't know about CES, well, CES stands for Consumer Electronics Show, whereby it's been arranged at Las Vegas, a place whereby it's quite bigger, and there are tons and tons of companies coming up with their gadgets or electronic stuff, and they just share their kind of impression throughout it. And if it's a go, companies or people do tend to put more money out of it, and they just come up with something. So for further info, let us just crack it today with some top 10 CES stuff which you're gonna see. So further ado, let's get started. So the first thing first comes from the robots, and you know, sometimes robots are the new kind of thing in 2020. Not only 2020, but on the 21st century, they're like the key there on the artificial intelligence. So Samsung nailed it there. Now Samsung made their own kind of chef, which is something which is so epic, and it's a robot. Actually, it cooks for you food, it made for you everything which you'd like to just get it ASAP throughout that kind of thing you like as a food. So it can make for you a burger, it can make for you cheese, it can make for you those kind of things which it has been programmed to just be doing, and the bot does it for you on the go. Another kind of stuff comes from Samsung. Secondly, now Samsung made it happen on the Zero TV, which is actually a flip TV which can rotate it in both 90 degrees up to 180 degrees, and it can just rotate different kind of positioning of rotation. But something which is so good about this TV is just that it has that kind of amazing kind of stunning throughout the layout, how they made it, and you can just use it on TikTok, you can just use it throughout many kind of stuff which you'd like. Now I think Samsung, they just made something which they was thinking out of the box. This would be especially made for the people who they're too much into videos sometimes, but they would like that video to be in a portrait way instead of a landscape, so they prefer to make it portrait, which I think for TV, some of the TV we have usually be using on our kind of home is actually only landscape. But for Samsung, they just thought that, okay, let us just come up with portrait and see if it's go, or it's just like, you know what I'm saying, like, man, people won't take it as how it's supposed to. But I think to my own kind of aspect for portrait TV, meh, it's like 2020, something new is coming up. James Cameron, I can see you there. Well, remember Avatar, the fast selling movie, which it was like poof selling. It sold a lot of copies, a lot of movies at cinema, a lot of Blu-rays, a lot of stuff. Avatar ranked a lot of stuffs towards many years. I hope you understand me on that. I said a lot of stuff. And by the way, Avatar 2 is coming on the way, and CES, they thought that they could share some sneak peek, and I can't share the sneak peek here, but I hope you're just getting me ASAP throughout what happened on the CES. Actually, I didn't attend any kind of concept of CES while I'm living in Tanzania, and it's hard for me to just travel and go to CES, but one day, yes. So I'm planning actually to just see some kind of caption or some kind of perspective throughout a sneak peek out of Avatar 2, and we cross our fingers that Avatar 2 can beat the same record as how Avatar 1 did before Avengers came on the way, and they just kept them a little bit under because of some few reasons. I won't explain about it because I just want to just give you some top 10 features what happened at CES. Jumping out to Nvidia. Well, Nvidia brought some new monitors which have 360 Hz. Now, if you're a gamer, like I've just game a few games, and if you're a gamer that kind of extensively gamer, well, you need a good monitor so as you can have good refresh rate of your kind of refresh rate. Actually, what I mean here, I mean, when it comes to refresh rate, some of you guys know it, some of you don't even care about it, but this is the most kind of stuff which plays a lot. You're playing a game and you don't want to get any laggy, and you don't want to get that kind of refresh rate to be a little bit, you know, and you want to get that kind of peak whereby it's so crispy and fluidity. That's what I mean here. So Nvidia brought some monitor which they have 360 hertz. That means from the couple of past years for Nvidia, what they came up with, they thought that they could just improve their monitors so that they can have a different kind of perspective throughout the monitors. Having that kind of refresh rate, it's something which is so awesome. And I think to my own kind of aspect, throughout Nvidia, the AMD giving it a good run for its money in graphic cards, it's hardly surprised that Nvidia is finding other venues to put its efforts in. That may not have been a bad idea, considering it's just put the first one, it's viral, and by the first one we mean its latest round of ginseng displays, which the company unveiled at CES 2020. And another kind of stuff which I think for the Nvidia is just that they actually do it perfectly when it comes to their own kind of graphics card. And to be frankly out of it, Nvidia is the way to go, because it gives you much and better kind of graphics card to use it on your PC and just fluidly and having that kind of good and amazing kind of gaming experience. So I think to my own kind of aspect, for the monitor of 360 hertz is such an amazing kind of thing which we see it in 2020, and we are expecting phones to be having much better hertz when it comes to display. And I think even Marquez talked about it, and I think they might be doing it. I think to my own kind of aspect, like Asus ROG phone, what they did, and I think to my own kind of aspect, still it might be a better thing. So let's cross our fingers still and wait for kind of new updates about phones having bigger hertz or that kind of stuff. Thing about Lenovo, well, Lenovo has something better. It's all about 5G. We're actually into 5G, but some of us, we are actually into still 3G, you know what I'm saying? But we're still in 4G actually. But running in a good experience out of 5G network, we have seen it in a couple of years. Since Huawei came up with something amazing throughout 5G, and they go strike back and they thought that, okay, no problem. But Lenovo thought that, let us just make a laptop which can have a 5G, can stay 24 hours with battery, and it can sustain those kind of capability. But I'm talking about a little bit of kind of spec bump. They might be reducing a little bit of spec towards how much the machine's gonna just perform. I give you an example. Like, we have a Core i5, i7, i9, and when we talk about battery on that kind of processor, well, it might be a little bit gimmick because of a few reasons. Like you have a Core i5, you have a Snapdragon processor. You see, a Snapdragon can handle not that much high-end like a Core i5 or a certain processor which have high-end cores compared to Snapdragon. Now, Lenovo just kick it with Snapdragon actually. Instead of having Core i5 Intel or something like that, they thought that they could just minify the laptop so as it can just be fluently. But though this laptop is not targeted to those people who are professional, I mean, they just took the machines into another kind of level. It's not actually targeted there. It's being targeted to students and people who they just do their work in a minimal way. I give you an example, like a Chromebook. If you're using a Chromebook, you know what I'm saying. Chromebook, they're performing very well, and I think to my own kind of aspect, that's what's up about Chromebooks. So I think Lenovo did something different here, just having that kind of 5G, 24 hours of battery, and the Snapdragon processor out of it, and it's such an amazing thing. But still, I think they kind of twisted it on the go. Still, not everybody has 5G support, and we have seen a lot of buggy of 5G because it's still kind of new technology which has been tested it. I know some of you have been experiencing, and some of us, we have never even seen a 5G network on the go. Yeah, let's talk about Canon. Well, talking about cameras, Canon is the way to go because it's a DSLR camera, depending on the type of camera you're buying. But talking about camera, Canon 1DX Mark III is the first or the most incredible kind of camera on the planet Earth. Talking about it, actually it's something which is so great. DSLRs might be seen by many as dinosaurs of the camera world, but the new Canon 1DX Mark III is here to prove that they can still be exciting photographic innovators. But the only thing about Canon is just that the bigger camera, you're not comfortable carrying it because of a bigger body and stuff like that. It's just like, you feel like The new powerhouse of sports photography, which was teased in a development announcement last year, was fully revealed at CES. And the 1DX Mark III mixes powerful DSLR shooting some of the latest mirrorless tech, just in time for the pro snappers to take it to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. So the Canon 1DX Mark III is actually there because of few reasons. The new improvement beyond Mark II or the Mark series, how they made it for the 1DX, and I think to my own kind of aspect is something which is so awesome, and it's really impressive. Well, let's talk about TCL 10 5G. Who doesn't want 5G in 2020? Well, TCL thought that about bringing a certain device which is a little bit budget, $500, but you won't expect what it has throughout the device. Well, there are things which as a user in a daily brief you'd like as a device to be having. A nice kind of camera which you can take pictures, and that kind of speaker which you can just listen to music, or even get that kind of ringtone on your phone which can spark with your friends and be like, whoa, that's dope. Another kind of stuff which I think to my own kind of aspect is the way you hold your phone or the way you interact it with daily. A bigger display with no high-end bezels, which I mean the bezel could not be cringy bezels, which you'll be like chunky bezels and you'll be like, oh my god, why did I waste $500 on this? Well, TCL just made it happen, but in another kind of way it's a downside of the phone because it's a little bit not that much great. The bezels are chunky a little bit and it's a little bit downside. The fingerprint is at the back. I expected something like on display fingerprint, and I expected high-end spec on the device, but since they said we just made this phone for the 5G users. Now, as a 5G user or a kind of network user who like to get that kind of new technology throughout network, well, for TCL 10 5G, I think to my own kind of aspect, to be sincere, it's a very good smartphone out of it, and it's just an amazing kind of stuff which you can just purchase it, but it will be out there in the half of the year. I think half of the year, talking about May or April or even June, July, somewhere there, around with PS5. Well, who doesn't like PS5 to be seen outside there, whereby we have been using PS4 for almost 4 years, up to 3 years up to now, but who would like to get a new kind of console on the market just for PlayStation? Well, PlayStation announced at CES that they will just bring out the PS5 on 2020. Now, early in the morning, I wake up and I saw the post of PlayStation on their kind of Instagram, and I thought that like, dang, PS5, sincerely? But actually it's there, but it will be announced like in couple of months, not this month, but I'm talking about perhaps late 20s, around November, October, December, somewhere there, or even July and August, somewhere there. It might be playing around there. Just wait and for the announcement of the PS5 on the way, and I think it will be much great. So let me know in the comments down below what type of tech I didn't cover it, so as I can just cover it for you guys for the next video. But for the winding up, thank you guys for watching, and I'll be really appreciating for that if you guys subscribe on my YouTube channel, hit that like, and another kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments down below, like, what do you really expecting out of CES still? I know it's going up to a couple of days up to they just finalize everything throughout there. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. As always, stay sharp and creative, and peace.